time to do the sculpture for the little Mush character for World of Mush, and this is also a continuation of the biped recipe. So you can see here I have my pure ref up for just the head. Just start with the head, and then adjust the body to the head. That I'm not chasing my tail, just in the body first to the head. And so I zoomed in and did the front and side view, and you can see the body for the character is still pretty simple. There's a bit of there's an S curve in the spine. The bony protrusion for the rib cage sticks out. The shoulders, you see, there's some collapsing problems still there. The armpit, we got to get the armpit working. Got to get the latimus going as well, and try and get a really nice relaxed position. And the toes, the feet are kind of amorphous still, but the edge loops are good. That was the main thing. That there is a N-gon poly split little triangle, so when you have three quads clustered together at the three spoke, everything is still flows nicely and is still a quad all the way around. And then P for perspective on and off. I have my shortcut key visualizer on, so I'm going to try to get out of my old habit of calling out every shortcut key. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I'm going to do is get the head roughed in. So I think I started a little bit, so I might have cheated a tiny bit on here, but y'all forgive me. And then also make sure, again, to double check your X is on, so you have your symmetry tool turned on. You have my custom interface on. I have the auto mask, topological back face mask. Hold down control over the top of it, and this will prevent anything from getting paper that's really thin, to prevent it from getting the background accent. And topological masking will also respects the topology. It's like having the soft select on, or with topology turned on. And there's a range you can put in for that as well. I keep lazy mouse off for the most part. It's just bad muscle memory training in my book. But okay, so I think, yeah, from the side view, maybe I moved things just a little bit. So we'll grab the stylus here and our move topological brush, and we'll start bringing things in here. So I don't have the little gills that come up the side from the mushroom. I don't have those modeled yet. Mostly, still mostly an amorphous. Let's see, am I grabbing him? There it goes. Okay. Uh, I wonder why the back's not working. Strange. Hmm. Okay. There we go. Okay, maybe back face mask doesn't need to be turned on for right now. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, you get the top here. And maybe if the top's already flat, I can go in here and leave that flat surface as is and move everything to that flat surface. So let's try that out first. Okay, so maybe bring this into the middle a little bit here. So hold down Alt, drag to the middle, and let's get the majority of this blocked in. So start up at the top here. I don't have a top-down view handy, at least. Yeah, I did do one maybe a long time back, but that's okay. You do image planes for what's really needed and based on the scope of the project. So I think for this one, I just want to get this done. It's an old idea. I have the sculpture in front of me, the actual maquette, and so I think that yeah, I just don't want to get the gills mixed up with the actual geometry of the neck, where the gills are coming off. So I'm trying to mitigate that difference there. Pulling the mouth forward, the nose. Not sure about the eye sockets just quite yet. And there's the front part. So again, the actual head stops here. The gills protrudes out. So I think getting it right about there should work pretty well. There we go. Okay. So I think that's already pretty close from the side view. And I could have done a line a little bit more clearly to separate where the head geometry was from where the gill is at, but I could see right in there is the front of the head, and right this line here would continue down roughly there. So if I'm double checking that probably needs to come back a little. I might have pushed that back a little farther than I wanted to. Okay, so let's continue on just the, yeah, so I'll finish that. Just the head by itself. So roughing and blocking, I'll try and get it perfect right away when you're putting your biped recipe piece to the image place. So the height on there should be the same. I have registration marks on my drawing to make sure that these two drawings are aligned perfectly. There we go. So yeah, so now you can see there's a lot to be done over on the sides here. And I'll shift snap it up here. So I know it needs to be roughly round, so I'll kind of push these, dealing just with the side to side movement on here. There we go. Maybe bring some of these back a little bit, space them out, space this one out. There's that. You never want a quad here, triangle. You don't want the quad here to buckle inward on the two triangles. You want to always keep that curve out. Otherwise, you want to put a diagonal cut across there. So yeah, and this one here is too far forward on the top middle. That should actually be back all the way. So should that one. There we go. Okay, and spread these out even some more. So evenly distributing your edge loops when it makes sense to do so. It's going to just good practice. You want to bunch edge loops together typically for a hard surface or at flex joints of an organic uh, rig, right? So there we go. Yeah, that's the actual top one. So this edge loop right here, this is the top one. So from the top down view, that should be a fairly sharp edge. So that one's going to come out all the way. So I'm going to take that edge loop to the corner. So make sure that it has a good fall off ridge there, and then below. So yeah, moving, having the biped recipe done, moving it to the image planes. We did this in in the other videos for the intro 3D modeling. So this should be real easy. This is way faster, way easier, more fun to do in ZBrush than in Maya because you have your brush tool and it's kind of a nice relaxing, almost like exercise type of interface. Having that sculpting interface handy, I think, really makes it a lot more of an enjoyable process. Yeah, there's a trying not to hit. Try to get back into my shortcut key rhythm here, so you'll see me flounder or flop around a bit and flail around. So no biggie. So I'll take these here and get to a good view angle from the bottom up. Usually helps a lot. I'll kind of pull some of these out. Now I can also just go in here, Control Shift. Let me try that again. Control Shift Alt drag. That's going to hide whatever goes red. But I'll let go of Alt. That's going to make it green. And what this will do, this will get rid of all the lower body. So when I'm looking at it from underneath here, like that, I can get in there and bring these edge loops out on and have them locked to the plane without the lower body getting in the half for my upboard viewing angle. So I think that's a good way of looking at that. There we go. So from the back view, there we go. Get those edge loops flowing. Well, PureRef's awesome. The turning on and off feature for the overlay is a little bit more awkward. I have to actually stop what I'm doing, go down to the PureRef interface and actually turn that off. And there's the overlay method. There we go. So right now it's back on again. So then I have to go here and hit Control T again. So thinking now I have it where I can't click on it anymore. Yeah. And it's a little touchy with the drawing mode as well. So yeah, Control T. There we go. So off camera, I just lowered the opacity down a little bit. And yeah, I'll make this. I want to make sure you can see the model. The tracing part, there's not really. This is just, and you might figure out your own way of doing this, of course, whatever works for you. So as I go forward in this new video series for ZBrush, I'll get the rust out, literally, and will get faster and faster, and yeah, less cumbersome. Just kind of getting some of these. That's ZBrush for you, though. Honestly, ZBrush is my favorite, absolute hands down favorite application. It's also the most frustrating application to use because of the insanity of the interface. And now Maxon bought ZBrush, and they're playing around with the licensing for students and yada yada. So okay, so that's pretty good. So Control Shift Tap to reverse, Control Shift Tap again to unhide. There we go. So now you'll see I have a lot of the body, but I don't have nearly enough room to do to bring the neck. The shoulder should be way down there. So I'm going to do a Control drag across to mask that off. Maybe a little bit more here under the neck. Control tap an empty space to reverse it, and then Control tap one time to make a blur on the mask so that'll be a little more even. Switch over to my move tool, and I want to bring that up a little. Control tap to reverse it, and I can push down the body as opposed to bringing up the head, right? So you got to decide what works. And there's the eyeballs are flailing around, so I'll go ahead and hide those. I don't need to see those right now. There we go. So already now we're getting a little closer to where we need to be with the body proportion to the head. And as I go down here, there we go. That's pretty good. I can now control drag the empty space, go back to my move topological brush, and we can maybe get the arms next. Now, as you hold down Control, it's going to default to a rectangular marquee mask. But if you hold down Control and then go to the mask pen, right, it's a mask brush. If you go to mask lasso, that's going to let you go in here, and just like the lasso tool in Photoshop, you can now get a real much more precise selection. You just got to remember to switch it back when you need to. And they both have a squiggly mark, so it's not a very good interface design there. But there we go. So now I can Control tap, reverse it, Control tap on the model to feather the gradient for how much influence it's going to have. Control tap empty space again to reverse. Go back to E, and we can now bring this up. See if I hit tab, I get a little bit more space. Trying to get that really close again. There we go. And now we can bring the arms out. You see, it's not doing perfectly. Dang. Oh well. Oops. So Control Alt take away. Let's see if that works. Yeah, no. Dang. So something happened. The symmetry's off. And I don't know exactly what happened. So I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way for right now. I'm just going to grab the arm, delta right here in the chest, and just pull that out. And actually, I'll stop myself from going too far and realize that I got to work my way down from the neck and the head region. So, like back here, I really want to do these pieces a little at a time as I go. And if it's getting zigzaggy, right, watch your peaks and valleys. Just hold Shift. That'll kind of smooth everything out for you real quick. Especially the default on here. If you hit Tab on the keyboard, Shift is at 100%. You want that down like 20, 30 max. Otherwise, it just wipes out completely your detail. So I've just wiped out maybe some detail in the back of the head that I had. So yeah, bounce back over to the neck region. Of course, he's got quite the mushy Adam's apple. There we go. And bring forward the chest and the sternum region. So as I'm getting down here farther, I'm seeing the need to reset my pure ref. right? So as that happens, there you go. So maybe the neck can come in a little bit more, and then bring the jawline out here, out a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that's getting pretty close. Nice. Okay, and then get the deltoids out here in the chest. So pretty happy with where that's headed. Perhaps when we start sculpting it, we'll define the sternocleidomastoid a little bit better, and where this line here in the front or back for the throat looks like that line right there is a little, you see side by side. So, it doesn't, PureRef doesn't have to totally replace your, however you do your image planes, but I think it does so far. I feeling that this is much more efficient than playing with a lot of the lightbox tools or image plane tools in in Maya and things like that. So yeah, I like it. There we go. So this is where, oh, whoops, P is next to the bracket keys. So I was accidentally hitting P. There we go. That's forward some more and lower part of the chest. Yeah, it's a little bit flat back in here, but yeah, I think I might have gotten a little heavy over there. Yeah, it'd be nice if the rescale, if I could just hit a button, have it scale to a precise scale of location. That would be cool. But that's definitely on everyone's ZBrush wish list. A little shift smooth there, a little shift smooth there, and we'll come back out. We'll let the brush strokes actually use the clay buildup to get that detail. So don't vertex push it too much. We don't want to get stuck in a, should we call it a Maya way of thinking. The narrow part here in between the eyes is next. So when I bring that out, and looks like perhaps when I did that, I maybe one, two, three. Okay, it's got 12 edge loops going around that eyelid. Just looking at it now in hindsight, maybe I should have get a little more detail, but it's all right. Get a little smaller, and probably insert some edge loops around the eyelids here, eye sockets. Back over. There we go. That's getting there. Do declare. Yeah. And before, I'll pause myself here before I get too crazy in there and make sure that I remember um, that I got to zoom into the image plane in PureRef for the eyes and the face specifically before I get too much detail in there. So yeah, the way that's coming out, I think I need to insert an edge loop in there for the eye, and he needs an eye socket as well. So I'm going to leave it a little oversized for now. I'm just going to spread these out a little bit. So I'll zoom in for a moment and just kind of even all these out. And this is going to deserve another edge loop around. So this is something that turned out a little differently um, from the original. Same thing with the nose region. So if I just shift smooth these out, you'll see it relaxes. Does a uh, good job there. It's already getting pretty close. What we got over there. It just needs a little more. So yeah, the arms did not go well. So let's fix that. Okay, so I reset the PureRef image planes to where they need to be. And let's see. So yeah, so if I do the head down here, because I still need to do some fairly major scaling and adjustments to the body here. So I'm gonna hold down Control, go across the body there, and then Control Tap one time, Control Tap, reverse, Control Tap, reverse, and E, and bring it down about there. Okay, that should be good for right now. I can see the hands and legs, everything's way, way off. So let's clear the mask. Go down here to the waist, reverse it, tap a couple times. Whoops, go back into regular brush, tap, tap, back to E, and we'll bring that, see if we can get the crotch region a little closer. And as I go down here, I'll mask off some more. And then control tap, whoops. Yeah, you don't want to be in the move tool when you're control tap because it moves the gizmo. We'll get into that a little bit more. There we go. So now I have a little bit better fall if you see that around the hip region. All right, and then down here to where the knees are, same thing. So whoops, things are getting off. Yeah, the symmetry is not perfect on this model for some reason. I thought it was, and it's easy to get your symmetry off in ZBrush. So it is what it is. I think it's not the scientific engineering for the interface, so that's kind of our trade-off. There we go. Okay, so let's see if that comes down more even. We'll do some smart resims later. Okay, so hold control, go down just above the kneecaps, go a little higher than you want, and then control tap, reverse control tap to kind of push the gradient so that there's a fall off or as you're moving these around. There it goes. So right there, maybe I want that a little bit more stationary now around the knees, so reverse that. Make sure we got what we need there. And control tap, tap, back to move, bring it down. There we go. That's pretty close. Let's see if we can get leg here. One leg, reverse the leg, move. And now we are going to unlock the gizmo, bring it down under control. I'm kind of stuck in almost like an orthographic view with perspective turned off on purpose, so that way we're kind of doing major adjustments here. There we go. Should work pretty good. We can even bring it out a little like that and give ourselves some breathing room. And clear the mask, go back down by the foot. Down here, reverse. Or do control tap, reverse to control tap. Get back here, unlock the tool again, do a reset down by the foot, lock it again, and bend that in. Trying to get the bottom of the feet nice and flat on the bottom of the feet, nice flat to the ground. So reset, lock again. I go out of it just a moment and see if we got anything too strange, nothing too bad going on in there. Maybe control tap a few more times. His calves are massive. The ankle region's pretty massive. So we just clear the mask and go up here, reverse it, and tap a few times. And this way we can actually use the scale tool as a function. See, scale doesn't really work the way I might think it works. So maybe I don't quite understand. The gizmo, they changed. They didn't have it for this. I've been using ZBrush almost 20 years. So for the longest time we had no gizmo. And so I'm still a little gun shy about how this is how it's gonna work. So I kind of fumble around with it on occasion. There we go. That seemed to work okay. Yeah, I think that'll be all right for now. Come clear the mask some more. Go back to the move topological brush. We'll grab his belly region here, the abdominal, and maybe bring some of these parts up on the sides and down in the middle just a little bit. We still want to keep it fairly grid-like for rigging purposes, but yeah, it's going much faster now that the heavy lifting is done. The arms and hands are going to probably be the hardest part, but that's just nature of the beast. There we go. Get the rib cage out there. Use some noodles. Maybe get Go ahead and tackle the hands next. And some of the upper arms, control tap. Oops. And tap, and tap again, E, unlock, redo, bring it out here, lock it up again, and do a nice slow pull. So I'm trying to see where it is. Sometimes a big wiggle, like, rubber band, doesn't hurt too much. I can always angle how the scale is going to go to where I'm at here, relock and rotate it around like that, and scale that. It's not scaling from that location. I'm not quite sure how to get it to do so. So I'll have to come back to that. But I just scale and then pull. Works pretty well too. Nice. So already the wrist's getting quite a bit closer. Let's finish it. Oh, you can also control and paint, of course, the mask. I haven't been doing that, but yes, that's a more common method actually than what I'm doing. I want to get that wrist right there. And then I'm not going to doing palms forward or palms back just yet, although palms forward's looking. If I do that, that might actually be a little bit easier to do than palms back. But I have it drawn as palms back, so I guess maybe I'll keep it that way. There we go. See if that's starting to work. Yeah, he's getting all really noodly. But that's the beauty of ZBrush. You can really get in here and do some cool anatomy uh, very quickly with these brushes as opposed to how you might do it in Maya. Yeah, see, there's a pretty heavy duty twist right there, and I think that's too much for what we're going for. So I'm gonna kind of repair some of that twist. I want it to be gradual and pivot from up here, not from up here so much. So we're gonna have to bring a lot of that back. Yeah, here's where the most of the twisting should be happening. Now I could have made this much more precise in Maya, but I wanted to show you like how you could take a biped recipe, a simple, correct, good edge loop model, and really transform it within an hour into a totally different model if you have your um, image planes ready to go, right? Maybe smooth this out some. Yeah. So it's a great exercise to have. There we go. Excuse my sniffles. Yeah, it's getting better. If I hit a D one time and do a smooth, you can see that how puny his arms are still from the side view. And we haven't done much from the side view yet from the where we were. Actually, I did start a little bit on here. I'll just smooth all that out, get rid of it. You can do the whole thing together from scratch. So there he's coming. All right, go down low with subdivision. That's why I like to mask off the hide parts that I know I can get the quads a little bit easier. Oh, right here, double-sided. If you turn that on, that's going to make sure that you can see the backside. So you turn that off. Can't see. It makes the faces all double-sided, so that way it's have a much easier time hiding and unhiding and seeing what you're working on. So I forgot to mention that earlier. All right, that's pretty close. Yeah. All right. So definitely we need to bulk up the rest of the body to match. Almost there. And how long have we been going for now? 30 minutes. So yeah, that's fast. I'm happy with it. There we go, right about yay. And now as I'm zooming back, you could see maybe some discrepancies and more inconsistencies. That's why I didn't want to get too wrapped up in face details yet, because we still might need to make some very large wholesale changes to the model before getting and doing a bunch of stuff in the face. And here's the belly. So see, this is way, way easier from the side view. Look at that. It's just like boom, bada bing, bada boom. Getting her done. Lower back. Yeah, it's got a little booty. Comes down. Little thigh, little calf right there. Maybe bring that in. Yeah, it's close. And I'll zoom in on, I'll bring the image planes in on just those areas and can certainly work that out. Let me see now if I move the shoulder here where the arms are attached that are hidden, let's see what happens with that. Yeah, see, they'll be left behind. So you got to be careful doing too much there. What I'll do though is I'll um, mask some more of this off here, and then reverse and go back to the E, unlock, realign it, and then bring that back. And if it's grabbing some area that I don't want it to, I'll just go back into, we can zoom away from the image plane. This is really my first time doing this with pure ref in ZBrush as my image plane. So yeah, oops, I like it though. It's cool. It's good. It makes me move a little slower for everybody. So if you're following along out there, I, mean, like any professional, I tend to go really fast sometimes when maybe I shouldn't, just out of habit, right? Oh, Mom, I'm on a deadline. This has to be done by tomorrow. So one of the reasons I like teaching is I don't have too crazy of deadlines compared to the industry. Okay, there we go. So that should be pretty good. We can kind of compare that side by side where the hole's coming out. It's like maybe you could even come forward a little bit. So I'll adjust some of that back forward some more. And because I was thinking also we want to maybe 3D print this and make a mold of it. So usually I have the arms palm to the side without the twist when I'm doing a video game or animation character. So just kind of little subtle reminder there. But yeah, now this is where there's the biggest difference. I don't have the hands are oversized in this drawing. I decided design-wise to make them smaller so it's easier to hold items and for a multitude of reasons. So this is going to be something that I riff from quite a bit from what it's like on the image plane and what the final character is going to be like. And a lot of designers will do this, especially when you're working with the rigging team and animation and you want them to do um, some particular things in a scene or in a game or whatever. Right. So, yeah, I'm tempted to bring the arms back flat and twist them at the end for molding. Yeah, let's do that. This twist is really bugging me. It's not something I normally do. I just thought it was easier to follow along what I had in the image plane. Bring it down where I had it. And I mangled it. I mean, this is bad. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a lot. Yeah, there it goes. Shit. Come on, hit that thumb piece. There we go. So yeah, I'm getting really messy with it here, but yeah, all right. We'll figure it out together. Cool. Yeah, that's better. I don't like that twist in my edge loops in the early default pose. Adding a forearm twist to add or not add the forearm twist, that is the question. You will learn when you do or don't want it, basically. So back here in the pinch for the shoulder region when the arms are down. This is one of the harder regions to get in a relaxed pose because of the you're having the edges really touch each other already. So for this one, I can even spacebar and go a little faster. So for this piece up here, I really want to get a pinch right there and then pinch these together. So you're going to get some really funky geometry there early on. See up there in the armpit. And then go to the back here and pull those triceps out. So now I'm having to correct the error of my ways, so to speak. That back. Now if I did divide one time, so D, Shift D, right? D divides if you have subdivisions on there. Shift D will go back down the subdivision levels. And so what I'll do is I'll go up the subdivision levels at these pinch and I'll kind of get that geometry passing through itself with the extra set of edge loops, right? You get 4 times as much geometry as you're going through there. There we go. And I think maybe I will do a back view for this character because it really does. It needs it. And then when you go up, down, when you go up subdivision and then back down again, you can see that it holds its shape really well. And that's the power of the subdivision geometry in ZBrush. It just does a killer job of that. And you go up and down and smooth a bit, up smooth. There we go. Back down. Looks like I'd started doing a little line work on the form, so I'll just erase it. Just erase away. That's the other thing. If you have a basement, let's say you're doing a cast of characters, like a civilization or a bunch of characters that have the same race, ethnicity, tribal, like they have very a lot of similar traits, basically. You would take one and you'll have to do this a lot. You have to like smooth out, like wipe away the detail and then add to make it a new character, right? So that's pretty normal too. So. All right, cool. So see Control V. So if you are at the higher subdivision using Control V, you might get a lot of puckers and kind of peaks and valleys. If you're at the lower sub D, usually you'll have an easier time of pushing the detail because then when you subdivide it, it multiplies it times 4 and it kind of evens out as it subdivides. So that's why I'm really emphasizing on this method to really go up and down the subdivisions for different parts. The major movements go to the lowest subdivision. For them, for a little bit of subtle adjustments, go up, and then a little more subtle, go up, and then but go back down and smooth at each subdivision level. It's another trick. Smooth, go down, smooth. Nice. It's gave me a warning message here that I'm reaching my outer limits for how many undos in history. So here's what we did today so far. Whoa, 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 where did we start from? Whoa, whoa. We started from this, and we are now way up here into this. Something that's, I could load that. Well, maybe maybe I gotta get the arms and feet a little bit thicker, but yeah, he's already getting a bit closer to what we want to see in the game. So let's stop there and we'll come back and we'll continue.